I mean, that's the point, right? And that's the point of life. Pull myself together, put on a new face, climb down off the hilltop, get back into race. I mean, Greg wrote those words when he was like 20 years old. And then a couple years later, his brother dies tragically, right as the band is taking off. And he comes up with Last Sunday Morning, the sunshine felt like rain. Week before, they all seem the same. You know, I ain't wasting time no more. These are lessons for life. The existential nature of Greg Allman's early writing, really expressed something I think as a 22, 23-year-old, like I, at that age, was really, really struggling to say. Now, I wasn't saying it in words on paper like music. It was what was going on in my life. Greg, very special individual. And then, of course, you got the whole band who literally said, what else are we going to do? It's a Tony Glover quote that says, so the five-man Allman Brothers, went out and played. What else could they do? I botched the quote, but the bottom line is everybody who saw that five-man band, everybody bought Eat a Peach. It hit number 4, so everybody bought Eat a Peach. And then the band in 72, 73, 74 became the biggest band in the world. And it was all because these guys said, we got to stay together and just keep doing this. That is what honors Duane. Duane kind of said it. Actually said it as much. Butch has this great quote where he said, just put me in a pine box and jam for 3 days. And, you get Ain't Wasting Time No More that kicks off Eat a Peach. You don't start with Mountain Jam. You don't start with Blue Sky or Stand Back Duane stuff. You start with the band that survived, the five-man band. And then you got this brilliant, La Brerine Minor is a classical piece to me. It's got multiple movements. It takes a long time to build. Of course, it's got the timpani, instrumental. And there's an anger to that song. There's a bitterness. There's our guy should be here, be playing with us right now. And then there's Melissa, this song Greg wrote a couple years earlier, a song apparently they would play on acoustic guitar, while they were hanging out in Macon or, backstage and those sorts of things. And it became Greg played it at Duane's funeral. It was the first, I think, public performance of it, and then shows up on Eat a Peach. And then, of course, side 2 and 4, I call Mighty Mountain Jam. The side 4 basically is what I want played at my funeral. I would play the whole thing. I just don't think people would stay for 30 minutes after my funeral because I expect people to say a whole bunch of nice shit about me, And then side 3 has those 3 tracks with Duane. It's got One Way Out, Trouble No More, and then it's got the last 3 tracks with Duane: Stand Back, Blue Sky,